I like it when people do that. What are you doing? I'm playing a video game. Can you talk?
No.
Did you hear I'm playing a video game? No, that's why when you called me the other day, I was playing a video game. Like, no, I can't talk right now. I'm trying to kill shit.
Yeah, actually, you know why I called you?
No, why?
Because that was the date.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Dr. Prick.
No, it's alright. I ended up getting it started, and then I limped it all the way down to Central and 8th,
Yeah.
and then it died again there with some nasty knock.
Oh, was it?
And so I was like, yeah. Luckily, Sammy was following me.
How much did you get for it? I'm sure you...
$40.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Holy shit. I suppose there's really nothing...
Yeah, well, Brian came and got it, so...
Brian.
From Brian Carroll, from Jerry's.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, that's good. That's good. $40.
Whatever.
Hey,
Bought me some beer.
Yeah. So you got an Apollo now?
Well, Draven's letting me use it.
Oh, okay.
I'm thinking about buying it from him. I mean, it's nice. It's really comfortable. Plus, it'll be a lot easier to get Addison in and out of the car.
Oh, that, and it's a Chevy, and fucking parts are a dime a dozen.
Oh, I know. It's an SS, so it's the supercharged 3.8.
Is it really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's
still
unfortunate.
gutless, but
Well, yeah. It's one. Okay, so I've been recording for the last about 3 minutes here, but we still haven't done the introduction. I'll get to it. But at the same time, okay, here's something I want to cover about Chevys and their SS badge. Like, all right, you got an SS badge. It's a 3.8 supercharged. Okay, that's cool. That's fine. All right. I don't care how big the motor is. But if you're going to say, yeah, it's got 250 horsepower. Okay,
yeah, that's to the crank.
Right. How much does it weigh? 4,000 pounds? Fuck you. It's slow.
Well,
or is it front wheel drive? Fuck you. It's slow.
Yeah, that's just like the asshole that came into the store one day. He was talking about, I only drive them. I was talking to Heather or something about the WRX.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, it's about 450 little wheels. And he's like, well, that's what I get out of my Camaro. All I buy is American. It's like, oh, fuck, motherfucker. I was like, well, how much your car weigh? He was like, well, I don't know. I was like, okay. I go, I probably weigh 1,000 pounds less than you, making the same amount of power.
Yeah.
To all four wheels.
I will beat you in a race. Like, this is not debatable. This is fact.
Yeah,
my red line is so much higher.
Yeah, not even just beat you off the line, but I will beat you the whole way through.
Yeah. I don't understand that. Like,
I don't know either.
It's a matter of power to weight. Like, if you have 1,000 horsepower, but you're 10,000 pounds, it doesn't make a damn bit of difference when the 300 horsepower, 3,000 pound car. Like, you will get beat.
Yeah.
Fuckers. Anyway, enough of that. That was the first month. We'll revisit that again, I'm sure. Hello and welcome to a Topic a Month podcast where we take one topic a month and split it into weekly segments. This month's topic is coming to a fantastic finale with our topic on music. Before we begin, let's get into our introductions. Around the table tonight is our favorite guest whose name begins with T, so we'll introduce him starting with the letter O for no apparent reason. Our opportunistic, opulent orator of objectionable, offensive, oddly arousing, outstandingly obfuscation, who originally outweighed orangutans in Oman versus Ong Bak, is our very own Olson Tyler.
What about orangutans?
You outweighed them in Oman. I'm surprised you got out. Unfortunately for the rest of us, Alan won't be able to give us inconsequential ramblings with Alan, so we'll try to make up for that fact and give you an hour with just the two of us. This is going to be an interesting hour because both of us are actually musicians, so we don't get paid for it. We just dabble in it. But I'm sure you've probably gotten paid to be a musician before, haven't you?
Nope.
Oh, you whore. You do it for free.
Just like at my corner.
All right. So what did we start out at? Let's start out with when did you begin in music?
I've been listening and playing like you're gonna laugh because I sing like a fucking dying walrus, but I was in choir through high school and stuff like that. But
are you really?
I was.
No kidding.
Yeah, but I started playing guitar in 8th grade. My cousin Nick taught me, and he's still by far one of the best local guitarists that I know. Yeah, I've ever since fucking kindergarten, I've loved music. I was definitely not listening to the stuff that other kids were listening to. I mean, back then I was listening to like Real Big Fish and Blink-182 and Sum 41 and all that stuff, and yeah, so it was kind of tough, you know. People tell me, oh well, you should be listening to that shit because you're too young and blah 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 blah. And it's like, well, that just made my love for music, the music that I listened to, a lot stronger.
So you didn't listen to Raffi?
The fuck's Raffi?
Oh my God, you are missing out. You are missing out. Raffi is like on point. It is fantastic. Kid music, and when I mean like kid music, I mean like kindergarten, first grade kind of kid music.
Oh,
my wife is waving. She just
those are my sexy new boots. They were $30.
are they really?
Yeah,
Those are fancy. That is like a musician's kind of boot. How much are they? $30.
$30.
Fucking done.
It's always nice because my little sister works at Famous Footwear, so they were on clearance, and then plus I got her discount.
Well, son of a bitch. I'm gonna have to go up there and like schmooze a little bit. I don't think it'll work though. So from there, you just play guitar? You don't play anything else?
I tried playing drums, but I'm so uncoordinated for drums that it is not even. Well, it actually is quite funny, but yeah, I've just played guitar. My brother picked up a bass, so I kind of dabbled around with his bass, and he got kind of jealous because I got better than him quicker. But I just always played the guitar. I never really tried put my heart into trying a different instrument, but
I wonder, so you started when you were like, what, 14, maybe 15?
yeah. Yep, 8th grade, so yeah, I was about 14.
So you're like, what, 28 now? 27?
Mm-hmm.
So you've been playing for 13 years.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good amount of time.
Yeah, you know, and it's guitar, playing guitar is just like anything. I mean, it takes, you're not going to finally start putting stuff together for quite a long time. I mean, just recently, I went back to just dabbling around in just all the basic stuff, pentatonic scales and
Right.
and all of that, and I've actually noticed quite a bit of a difference between my playing when we were playing in the band and now. Like everything comes a lot easier. I still have a lot of trouble with doing sweep picking and stuff like that, but
Well, it's difficult in and of itself. Like, you gotta
yeah.
start super fucking slow to be able to go up all 6, 7 strings, depending on what kind of guitar you have. Let alone how it's laid out. I mean, you can go from like a wide set strings to something that's a little more narrow set, and how quickly you have to go up the entire scale and all the way back down is super fucking difficult.
oh yeah. Yeah, it takes a lot of getting used to, and I mean, there's a lot of people that'll be like, "Oh, my fingers are too fat," or "Oh, my hands are too small or too big," or whatever. It's like, well, that's kind of irrelevant because you learn to figure it out and do what's easier for you.
Right.
And yeah, and I mean, I've got kind of skinnier fingers and with a wider span, and so, I mean, jumping from fret to fret is definitely not very difficult anymore.
Yeah, I know. Looking at the span of your hand is just retarded. I've got short, stubby fingers, so it's a little more difficult for me to have the same breadth.
Mm-hmm.
But I only have 4 strings to work with.
Yeah.
Sometimes 5, but at the same, so yeah, it's a little more difficult when you have short, stubby fingers and short, stubby hands, but you can make it work. You just have to get used to stretching your hand out that way and be able to go, 7 frets on a bass or 7
Right.
or
Right.
well, more so on a guitar. You can have that span from one fret to another. And
Oh, exactly. Yeah, and it just like just like anything else, it takes practice. You just gotta keep working at it. I mean, you're obviously gonna get pissed off and frustrated and stuff like that, but set it down, take a break for a while, and go back and try again. It's a repetition.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah. And your fingers will start hurting from having to press on the actual strings for a hell of a long time.
Yeah.
No, do you do? I know bassists have it because I have it on my Schecter. Do you have flat round strings?
No.
For guitars.
I think they do make them, but I definitely do not use them.
In my opinion, they sound not good.
No,
I don't.
No, just
I don't even
flat.
like them.
And,
Yeah. They're nice because they will last for fucking ever.
Yeah.
That tension does not go away, and then you don't get the oil and the dirt build up in the actual string. But it's like a hollow, dead sound to it.
Yeah, I've tried multiple different strings this past like year and a half, and because Ernie Ball came out with a whole bunch of new ones, and then Diodario came out with some, but I always find myself going back to the Diodario nickel wound XLs.
I used to have those very frequently on most of my basses, but I found I've got a set of them sitting over there. I don't know what they're fucking called. I'm just gonna go figure it out. They're what the hell are they? Oh yeah, Rotosound Funkmasters. Yeah, they're in English.
Yeah.
They're an English style for them, and I put them on my my Ibanez, and they have very distinct sound from any other string that I've ever played. And I've had GHS boomers on them when I first started out, and that was just kind of a standard string, and they were okay. And then I went to the Diodarios, and those were a world different. And then going on to these, and then literally accidentally getting the flat wounds. But you spend $60 on a pair of strings, you better use them.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. Yeah. Luckily, the guitar strings, like regular 6-string guitars.
Yeah, fuck you.
They're not that expensive.
Oh my god, you can get a pair of guitar strings, a nice set for under $20.
Yep. Yeah, the Diodario XLs are like $8 for me.
Oh my god, I'm spending like $45 on a set of 4 strings.
Or I can just get a 3-pack of them for like 16.
It's so dumb. That's so annoying. There really is. Like, I know my strings go through abuse, and I do beat the piss out of them. But at the same time, come on, man, $10 a string.
I don't set the prices.
You do.
No, I don't.
I know you do.
No, I wish I did. Everything free for Tyler.
Yeah. 5-figure discount. Fuck you guys. That's another thing that I'm very envious about guitars is you have such a huge range of pickups, a retarded range for pickups. Bass doesn't have that, just simply doesn't have it. We have soap bar pickups and PJ style. That's it. We don't have that range of pickups that you guys do. And I was looking to replace the ones on the Ibanez. You know what kinds I can get for the Ibanez? Factory.
That's all.
That's it.
EMG doesn't make anything, or like Seymour Duncan doesn't make anything either.
EMG can make them, but finding them is the difficult part. And if you find them, they're stupid expensive. So it's like, what's the point? And I don't even know what they sound like. Like, I like EMGs, but EMGs on bass are really hit or miss in my experience. Like, it's either you have great tone or it's just flat and dead. Like, there's no good in between. That's passive or active. It doesn't make a difference.
Do you ever mess with like the pickup height? Because the pickup height is going to make a huge difference too in how it in how it reacts with the strings and whatnot. And yeah, I mean since like 2 years ago, I started to do like all my own setup and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and it's world of difference. Like, I mean, EMGs you can have a lot closer to the string because of magnetic pull. Well, depending on if it's active or if it's passive. The active pickups you can have a lot closer to the strings because the magnetic pull isn't as strong because of the
battery's in there.
Right.
Right.
To make up for the power. But I'm not sure what it is for bass, but I know you want to start at like what do they? I don't remember what it. Yeah.
For the height away from the actual string
yeah,
itself.
I think it's like I want to say it's like 2.5 millimeters.
So a quarter inch,
Yeah.
like right around there.
Yep.
I would imagine it'd be kind of the same, but playing style varies. I mean, a lot. You can use your pick fingers or slap and pop, and depending on what bass you're using, like I use the Ibanez a little bit more for playing funk, so I do a lot of slap and pop on it. But as far as the Schecter goes, with the strings that are on there, it's better to use a kind of a medium to a heavier pick.
Mm-hmm.
But I suck at playing with a pick. I'm really not that good at it, so I use my fingers a lot. And even so, with the strings on there, like tone control is just like nothing. You have nothing. You've got a low end, but you're just making sound vibrations. You're not getting any feeling to it.
Yeah, and I mean that's playing style, and that's why I started doing my own setups and stuff like that, was because I was doing a little reading and I found a quote. Well, not really a quote, but a phrase that I liked quite a bit, and it made a lot of sense. Was that the person playing the guitar should be setting up the guitar because they know how they play.
Right.
And
right.
And I mean, not to take business or anything away, or not trying to take business or anything from like Music Around or Schmidt or Guitar Center or anything like that, but that saying is 100% true, and it would be nice to see more guitarists or bassists or drum player or anything like that actually sit down and do their own setups, and because I mean my guitars to me feel just perfect now because I know how I play and I know how I want it to be.
Right.
So
right.
it's
I can imagine if they put in for classes in how to set up a guitar, how to set up your bass. And it's going to vary between guitar and guitar. Like if you've got more hardwoods in your guitar, it's going to change a lot more or a lot less if you do this versus if you've got a lot more softwoods like maples.
Yeah, and it's going to make a huge difference too, whether you like on a guitar. If you, depending on what kind of bridge you have, if you've got a Floyd Rose tremolo, I mean that's gonna be a little bit more of tweaking aspect, because then you'll have to adjust the springs in the back for the bridge height and all of that, but then I mean if you have like a stop, like an or like a Gibson style stop tail or you know, there's so many different aspects to it that make a difference, that you know, it's, I can see where people don't want to get into it because it's, you know, it's very, very, very tedious.
Yeah.
So I mean, I just like tinkering with it, and it's, you know, it's fun to me.
It's a lot easier, I would assume anyway, to be able to set up your own, to fit your own style of music when you can just do it and then immediately plug it in instead of bringing it somewhere. Have them do a bass setup on it, and then, well, this sounds okay, but it's not as good as what it could be.
Yeah, and then leaving it there and hopefully getting it back within the week, and it's. Yeah, there's a bunch of different aspects of that in itself that.
Right.
But, yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
Right. I suppose there's videos out there, but a lot of times if you don't have that really good one-on-one contact with somebody, it's got to be a little aggravating to watch a YouTube video, try to set it up, and it turns out, wow, that's kind of okay, yeah.
Or shit, I forgot what gauge strings are on there, so how's the neck going to react? And
right.
Yeah, it's
How much do I actually turn the truss rod? What is the temperature of the room that I'm in? Because if
How
it's...
much humidity? And,
yeah.
oh yeah.
And then go from standard electric to an acoustic. I mean, that changes everything. Like my acoustic bass that I have, it's all sorts of fuckered up. Like this thing is set up on it, whatever I got it from, changing temperature and humidity. It just, the whole thing's just fucking terrible. It sounds gross. But then the strings on it are pretty well gone anyway.
Yeah, those look pretty old.
They're gnarly. They're really gnarly. I don't know. I don't play the thing ever. I mean, it's nice to have and just fuck around on, bring it upstairs and downstairs, get sound out of it.
Oh, right.
At the same time, like, when am I ever going to play an acoustic electric? I got it just to record with, but I'm never going to bring it anywhere else other than this room that I'm in.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So, what favorite bands? Or hated bands, whatever one you want to start with first. I know you've got a favorite, and I know what it is.
I think everybody knows what it is.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's quite a few bands out there that I mean, obviously, that people don't like and whatnot, and I've got one at the top of my list that people are gonna probably yell at me for not liking, but I absolutely hate Volbeat.
Why?
Just the singer kills it for me.
Come on. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, and that's I don't know. I mean, I understand he's like I understand he's like Norwegian or something like that, but it's like, yeah.
I can't understand what you're saying, and it all sounds the same.
Yeah. Oh,
Come on, guy.
Yeah, that's a lot of the. That's most of the stuff that's coming out now. I mean, obviously not all of it, but yeah, it's just getting annoying to me because
yeah.
You know, I mean, you know, Nickelback. I like their the only album that I ever really liked by Nickelback was Silver Side Up, way back when. I mean, their new stuff.
How long have they been around? They've been around for a long time.
They've been like I think early 90s, late 80s.
Really?
I think so.
Holy cow!
I could be wrong on that one, but
I don't know. I don't really listen to them. I know Bruce does, and Bruce is going to be mad that we're like giving him some hell. But you know, it is what it is.
It is. Sorry, Bruce, but yeah, I've never liked any of Nickelback's new stuff. It's just garbage to me.
I honestly, I haven't heard any of it, so I don't really know what to compare to.
Yeah.
'Cause once our Red Rock radio station left up here,
oh yeah,
I've just been listening to the current the entire time, and their plethora and genres are expansive.
Yeah.
I mean, they really are, and it's really nice to get that different those different genres out there. And Nickelback, I have never heard on the Red Rock up here, let alone on the current. I don't think they would ever play it. Well, yeah, I know there is. There is. I haven't heard any of their new stuff. Even when 94X was up here, never heard of it.
Oh,
none of it.
It's not very good.
Okay.
But I mean, there really aren't many bands that I don't like. But I mean, the ones that I do not like are, they're very hated towards them. I have lots of hatreds towards them.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, that's fair. Everybody has a band that they hate. God, what?
Volbeat's at the top of my list, so.
Is it really at the top? Like, of all time?
All time. Band-wise. Like my music that I like and bands, that's the band that I hate.
Now, is it just because of the singer, or is it like the entire style, like the band itself, you just loathe entirely?
Like the band isn't bad. Like instrumentally, they're not bad, but yeah, it's just the singer that absolutely kills it for me.
All right, yeah. There's one that I can't stand. Journey.
You don't like Journey?
I don't like Journey. I like that one song, and then,
I
I just don't care for it, you know? Or I'll probably get flack for it, but AC/DC, it's boring.
Yeah.
I mean, I like lyrics. I don't care about the lyrics. Lyrics makes utterly no difference to me.
No.
I don't give a shit what really the guy sounds like. But if the music that they're playing is boring, meh.
Yeah.
Because that's why I bought your album, is because I wanted to be entertained. I'm not being. I was entertained for the first song, and then all the rest of them are consecutively the same thing with different lyrics and different titles.
That is about what AC/DC is, and unfortunately, I'm not gonna say I don't not like them, but I definitely agree.
I mean, they're iconic.
Oh, absolutely,
They are.
Absolutely.
They put on a show, and that's what people go to see them for. But
yeah,
just make one song and then just repeat the whole thing over and over and over again. Like, that's all it is to me. I can't see the appeal to it.
Yeah, I've never really been, and I'm sure I'm going to get shunned for this, but I'll say a lot of their old stuff I wasn't too terribly big on, but their newer stuff it's kind of starting to grow on me, but Metallica.
See, I like their old stuff. I like their first album, And Justice for All.
Yeah.
Anything after that, I don't care about. I mean, maybe Load and Reload, I guess, but And Justice for All, that was it. That was pinnacle. That is what the standard that they should have set, but not reached. So that way, every consecutive album after that would have been reaching to that. And then the last one, And Justice for All, that should have been their last and final album ever, because it was perfect and brilliant and very well done.
Yeah, there's a band called Trivium.
Yes.
I used to listen to them a lot, like through their older stuff when Pull Harder on the Strings was out and stuff like that, and those two albums were fantastic. And then like between then and present time, they because between those guys, like Metallica's a big influence on them, which is fantastic. But in between the old stuff and present time, they started to really, really start to try to be like Metallica.
Oh, okay.
And so I hadn't listened to them until actually about a month ago, and they put out a new album, and it sounds like their old stuff, and it is phenomenal. It is really, really good. The new album, I think, is called In Waves.
I'm going to have to check them out again, because I know I've got a couple of their albums. I haven't listened to my music library in an unfortunate long time. But I know I do have at least one or two of their albums. I'm going to have to recheck them out.
Yeah, In Waves is what it's called.
So what band or song got you into playing guitar?
Oh, God. So, I don't know. I mean, I started listening to Avenged Sevenfold, which is my favorite band. And just Sin Gates, their lead guitarist, is just an absolute genius to me. And so ever since I started listening to them and listening to all of their solos and guitar riffs and stuff like that, like I just absolutely fell in love. And
when did Avenged Sevenfold make their debut? I know it was a long time ago. This must have been close to a decade.
Oh, I think even longer than that. Well, maybe not, but
we're real close. Well, no, it was probably over a decade. Yeah,
because the first album that came out was
that Bad Country?
No,
self-titled.
Nope. It's called Sounding the Seventh Trumpet.
Yeah. That's right.
And that was released in 2001.
Whoa.
But
16 years ago, 17 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Holy
but
shit.
I mean, they have been playing together obviously for much longer than that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah. Yeah, they're definitely, I mean, I guess by our standards, it's really not that old, really. when you think about like Metallica and stuff like that, and they've been around since
They've been around for over 30 years.
yeah. So I mean, it's really not. It's really they're not super super old, but they've definitely been around for a while.
Yeah. I suppose that people would say the same thing when Metallica was at their 10-year mark. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Metallica's been around for 10 years.
Yeah, remember when the
Zeppelin's
Beatles
still
came
around.
out?
Right. Yeah. Beatles were still making music when Metallica was in the garage just starting.
Yeah. So, but yeah, Sin Gates is just an absolute phenom when it comes to the guitar, and he's just a masterpiece to watch play.
So that's what got you into guitar, huh?
Mm-hmm. But then obviously when I first started playing, I learned the easier songs, like a bunch of Blink-182 and
Power chords.
Power chords, yep.
Yeah,
and
Green
then
Day.
Green Day. And
it's like 2 notes the entire every single there's another band. It's just easy to play.
oh, any other song is all the same.
Yeah.
But yeah, it wasn't until like my sophomore year where I didn't really start getting into like the single chord picking, staccato, and all of that stuff. So I kind of got a late start on all that.
Well,
But-
I mean, you've made up for it in small amount of time anyway.
Yeah, well, I mean that's all I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that or play Xbox or PlayStation. I don't have a garage anymore, so. But
Yeah, right on. So what are you? I suppose you do have a favorite song to play. See, you know songs. That is one thing. I know songs that are simple on the bass. I know riffs and stuff that's difficult. Like once I get a riff down, I'm okay. I don't need to know the rest of the song. I don't care, which is silly because that's like bass is just it's the backbone with the drums of the entire band. Like if there's no bass and no drums, the song falls apart and
Yeah.
it's just chaos.
yeah,
But I'll continually fuck around. But I know riffs and that's
Yeah.
silly. Like so what's your favorite song to play?
depends on my mood to be honest with you. I mean, if I'm just playing around, having a couple beers or something like that, I find it a lot of fun to play like Kill Switch and stuff like that.
Sure.
My Curse is by far one of my favorite songs to play. It's fast, it's challenging, and it's just such a phenomenal song. Period. But I mean, it all depends on the mood. Like when we were going through some trouble, no, not really trouble, but when I had some stuff going on in my life where shit got real.
Yeah.
But I would always sit down and I'd play So Far Away by Avenged Sevenfold because it was a slower song, but it had an awesome solo, and the song meant a lot. It's about their drummer who passed away,
Right.
and but I mean it's a lot of fun to play. But I mean, yeah, it really depends on the mood, and I mean, there's a lot of I love playing all the songs that I know.
Yeah.
They're fun.
That's the good thing with music is you can, even though you can put the notes down on the paper and it's very two-dimensional that way, there is so much emotion that is held in between those black dots that are sitting on the white paper
Oh,
that
absolutely.
you can just pull out and then modify while you're playing to suit your current mood. Like you could make anything sound great and happy, but at the same time, if you slow it down and maybe even change key or just change a few of the notes around, you can make it sound have a lot more depth to it, have a
Yeah.
lot more feeling.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And yeah, I mean, it's a good thing. Like if you're, need to sit alone and do something for, like, I encourage a lot of people to pick up a guitar or something like that. And because obviously people don't really have people don't really have resources like they usually do, like for outlets.
Right.
To me, guitar is actually quite therapeutic, I guess, for lack of a better term.
No, I completely agree with you there.
You know, I go upstairs to my desk and put my headphones on and fuck around on the strings, and you know, next thing I know, freaking 4 hours has passed.
God, yeah, and your fingers aren't even tired from it,
No,
which is kind of nice.
not anymore at least.
Yeah, you finally
half
built
an
up the
hour. I thought
stamina.
my hand was gonna fall off.
I don't know.
When I first started to play.
Just start now because your fingers just get sore and then the pads start hurting because you're not used to pressing on metal and holding it down while it's vibrating underneath.
Yeah, but it's a lot of fun, and I love it. I wouldn't give it up for the world.
So
And it's nice because my girlfriend's quite the enabler
it
comes to that. So
yeah, that's right. She just got you a brand new guitar,
yeah,
bastard.
which Addison ruined. Not like physically ruined, but she ruined the surprise.
Oh yeah, okay,
it was
right,
hilarious.
right.
We were sitting there, and it was the Wednesday that I left before I went to the managers conference in Texas, and my birthday was the following Monday. And so I kept bugging her, Sam, what'd you get me? What'd you get me, Sam? Sam, what'd you get me? And she's like, oh, you see. She doesn't actually sound like that. But
Yes, she does.
Nah.
Don't lie. That's what Sam. Oh, see. That's what she sounds like.
Yeah, so I get up and I go get something to drink, and I sit back on the couch, and our niece is sitting there too. And I was like, Addison, did you get me anything? Completely nonchalant. She goes, you got a guitar. Sam's like crying because she's so upset. Like, she's terrible at giving gifts. Or she's terrible at keeping them a surprise. And she was doing really, really well, and it would have made it a lot easier because I would have been gone until, late Saturday night.
Right.
And just completely wrecked it.
Blew the surprise wide open. Good job, Addison.
Well
done.
It was fantastic.
Nice.
She's
Very
like
nice.
crying and laughing and stuff like that. I was like, you can't even be mad. you can't.
That's a good present. Whenever in doubt, if you know somebody that plays guitar, not just that they have a guitar, like anybody can buy a guitar, but they play guitar, buy them a guitar. Buy them strings or picks or straps or chords, because shit breaks, stuff falls apart. It's even nice just to get stuff for it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, for Christmas this year too, I didn't know. My mom and dad let us pick out, like me and my brother and my sister. We get to pick out what we want and stuff like that. I had no idea what I wanted.
Right.
Didn't put any thought to it or anything like that. And side note, my brother spent $90 on shaving shit.
Shaving stuff?
Yeah. He's like, hey, well, once you start being able to grow a beard, you'll know what it's like. I was like, fuck you. But yeah, so I was just cruising through Amazon and looking and stuff like that, and I had no fucking idea what I want. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I've got 3 guitars. I bought 15. No, it was 2, 3. I bought like 5 packs of strings for each guitar.
Fuck.
Yeah, so I've got strings for years now, and couldn't be happier about it.
Yeah. I mean, you're always gonna break strings. You always break that the E and the B normally, I would imagine.
Yeah, E and the B, but or the D and the A.
Yeah.
Depending on what tuning you're in.
Yeah. Usually when I break a string on the bass, it's when I'm putting a new set on.
Oh.
And I'm tightening up the G string. Because you got to be real careful with that first couple of tweaks on it, and then you tune it, and then you just drop it down, let it stretch itself out, and then re-stretch it, and then relax, and then re-stretch it. 'Cause I don't know how many G strings I've snapped. That's the one that always goes dead on me is the G.
Yeah.
Fuckers.
Yeah.
Yeah, 40. And you can't just buy one.
Oh, no.
No, you have to buy a whole nother pack.
Yeah.
There's another $45 for one string. So.
You poor bassist bastards.
Oh, man. It is like fucking equipment, man. It's not even like it's not the big purchases like the head and the cab or the chords or the pedals or anything like that. It's the nickel and dime bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
Which is the strings for us.
Yeah, because the amps and stuff will last you fucking years and years, depending on how well you take care of them. But yeah, I mean, you're always gonna go through strings because you're gonna. I mean, realistically, if you're playing out and stuff like that quite a bit, or depending on how often you play, you want to change your strings about every month, at least once a month.
Right.
But obviously, that's kind of not realistic because it doesn't really cross everybody's mind to change their strings every month. Oh, time to change strings.
Right. You don't have it on your calendar. Well, I got to change strings on the first of every month.
Yeah.
I don't. Fuck, man. I honestly, I don't think, and I know I'm gonna get flack for this eventually if somebody who plays bass also listens. I don't change my strings on the guitar that I play the most often. Maybe every 6 months. Maybe.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'll pick it up and I'll play every Sunday about an hour. So it's not like I'm playing a lot. So I'm maybe playing 4 to 8 hours every single month. So I'm not playing a lot, but I beat the shit out of them because I'm gonna. I mean, fuck, I'm not gonna play nicely with the strings on a bass guitar. I'm gonna stretch the fucking things out every single time I play.
You should get a cello.
No, I don't want to even imagine how much those $100 at least for a pack of strings.
Yeah. Ugh. So what kind of rig are you running with your basses?
I've got.
If you don't know the term rig,
fuck.
I'm referring to the amp and the cab.
Backline 600. The backline's a G&K. I've got Ashdown 410 cab. I picked them up from, I don't know where, honestly. This was probably like 6 years ago. I have no idea where I got them from, but I got them super cheap because the guy just didn't want them anymore. He was upgrading. So I ended up getting the whole thing for probably like $300, which is dirt for this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like
So is that a tube head then?
No, it's solid state. Yeah, tube heads are. I know, man. There's so we went down to Guitar Center, and they always have them, but the Ampeg, the A10 cab, with that tube head and that warm glow and that warm sound, so nice.
Yeah,
like $3,000 for just the head, and it is retarded expensive. But, the sound.
It's going to be very, very, very hard for me to ever go back to a solid state head.
I know, and I'm super fucking jealous of you that you've got tube.
Oh, tubes are a lot easier to come by when it comes to like regular guitar and stuff like that.
They're not going through the same kind of destructive capability that a bass would put it through, but at the same time,
yeah, the little 15 max watt orange dark terror that I'm playing with right now. When I was playing out that PV 6505 plus, just this little orange kicks the shit out of it.
It's really surprising like that. Like I played out of a Roland one time, little 8-inch for the bass. The sound and tone that comes out of those little things can be just immense.
Yeah, Roland makes some fantastic products, and I honestly, it's going to be tough for me to even getting away from any of the orange products. They're all handmade in Britain and stuff, and they're just magnificent.
Oh, man,
and
I
they're
know that
super
English
simple.
Sound. Oh,
yeah. And then so for my birthday present, to myself, I picked up Bugera single 12. So now I have two single 12-inch cabs, and then I picked up a new pedal, a new distortion pedal, made by a company called Amp Tweaker.
Yeah.
It's the same guy who designed and made the PV 51050 and the PV 51050 EVH, the Eddie Van Halen edition,
right?
And the 6505. So it's called the Ampeg Type Metal ST. This is standard. So there's 3 different ones. There's the standard, then there's the Pro, and then there's the Mini,
right?
Or Micro or something like that. But I ended up getting the standard because it's a $200 and some odd pedal.
Fuck.
But the thing is just amazing. There's so much Like it is just vicious.
It's a pretty good word to describe it.
That's the only word that I can use to describe it. It's just fucking vicious.
I don't. I would love to be on par with you for pedals. I really would. I have like two options.
Yeah.
One is distortion, and one would be delay or chorus.
Yeah.
And there are no other options for bass guitar unless you get something custom made or just something that's fucking weird from like Japan.
Yeah.
There's not the same amount that is out there for guitar. Like
Right.
guitar is great for that. Like you want to do whatever you can do whatever you want with the guitar.
And you have phaser pedals and you have tremolo pedals and reverb and
Yeah.
distortion.
But
Yeah.
like, in my opinion, if you do some of that stuff with the bass, it just sounds muddy and awful. I mean, you can do some really cool stuff with effects and bass, and you can use obviously guitar pedals, but you're not going to have that same kind of sounds that you were going to get one that's strictly for bass. But if it's not set up correctly, like on the head that I've got, you can set it to a distortion setting, and it doesn't sound half bad. It doesn't sound good, in my opinion. Not great, not like a guitar distortion.
Yeah.
Because a guitar distortion is that nice, chunky, vicious sound that you were saying. When you hook it up into a bass, it sounds like your fucking cab's all screwed up. Like you got cross wires, it's reverberating upon itself. You got a cone that's blown out. It just sounds like garbage.
Right. Yeah, it's and that's why I feel kind of bad for basses. Not like pity bad, but bad because they don't.
You should pity us. We deserve as much pity as you can get.
But it's just it would be nice to see. I mean, it would be nice to see more versatility out of the bass.
You can get versatility out of it, but not generally with equipment.
Right.
So you need equipment versatility.
That's
just not right.
That's
it's
what
just
I
not
meant.
there.
Because I mean, obviously the bass was meant for jazz and stuff like that, and you know back then when with jazz and stuff like that, they obviously didn't really use distortion or anything like that.
Yeah, what do you need it for? It was built into the shitty amp that you already had.
Right. And I mean, it's. I mean, watching some bassists like. I don't know any bassist names really, but just I love listening to jazz bass.
Oh man, yeah.
Or blues bass. Blues bass too is just phenomenal to listen to.
Yeah, there's a lot of good. I'm funk particularly, and it's kind of like a rock blues jazz hybrid where it puts a lot of different stuff into the shortest amount of time possible. So you'll get regular picking, finger picking, slapping and popping and tapping all within the same minute, and it's awesome. But there's not I don't even know where I'm going with the sentence right now. But there's a lot of versatility in how you play the bass, not so much what other equipment that you can hook up to it. And I like that about it. So you can completely change your playing style in what genre you want to play in and still be with the entire group that you're playing with.
Oh yeah.
Guitar can do that too, but you're still using a pick to do it.
Yeah, I mean, with guitar, there really isn't too terribly much, like picking-wise. It's either using a pick, your finger picking, or, you know, the finger tapping. That's about it.
Right.
But, yeah, but I mean, like, once you start getting into the Floyd Rose and stuff like that, and, like that's where the versatility in just the guitar comes in, and,
yeah.
I mean, there's tons of stuff that you can do with an electric guitar and whatnot, and it would be very, very cool to see a lot more in the equipment aspect of it to kind of mirror like the lead guitar and stuff like that.
Right.
It would I think it would be cool, but I mean I suppose it's just a matter of time.
It would be very difficult to do and make it sound good because you can hook whatever you want up to a bass, but if it doesn't sound good, the same way that a guitar sounds. It sounds different, sure, but it's not good.
Right.
You know, but that's all. It's all personal opinion about what your bass is going to sound like. I like the natural sound a lot more because you can feel and hear the tone that's coming out of it. But once you start putting distortion into it, you lose all that, and you're just getting notes,
Fuzz,
fuzz,
fuzzy notes. Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing. There's no feeling. There's no sense behind it other than here's just a wall of sound. Do with it what you will.
Right. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, like you said, it's all personal preference on how you like it to sound, and I mean, obviously, when I play, I like the heavier, chunky,
Right.
distorted, metal sounds. So like Kill Switch and Avenged and Atreyu and all that stuff. So I finally found a setup that works perfectly for how and what I play.
But we know that will change.
Probably.
Yeah. All right, that is one bad thing about being a guitarist.
Yeah.
You have too many options.
It is. But so this setup is not going to change for quite a long while.
How long is a long while? Because time is relative. Are we talking
This
a
is
month
true.
or years?
Years.
Okay.
Probably years. I mean, yeah, my guitars probably are never going to change until they get extremely brittle and disintegrate.
Right.
But
fall apart in your hands.
yeah,
I know what you mean.
but yeah, I mean I don't play out anymore or anything like that. So the setup that I have is absolutely perfect for home.
Right.
So it's going to be tough to find something that works that well in a confined space like your house.
Yeah.
So it's
right. What I have too is it's overpowered. Like I'm in what are we in? Like an 8x10 room.
we're in
maybe.
a broom closet.
We're in a broom closet, and having a 410 cab in here, it's too much.
Well,
I mean, it really is.
Especially bass wise too.
Yeah, and I have to stand down the hall to be able to figure out what kind of tone this thing has and at what volume. And it is obnoxious because you can't really hear anything when you're sitting right in front of it to be able to get that nice full deep sound. Because if you do, you're gonna go fucking deaf.
Yeah.
But if you want to be able to turn the volume up so you can get that fullness out of it, because you don't have any fullness when the volume's at 2. You have fullness when it's at like 5 to 8.
Right.
But then you got to be so far away from it. It takes so much time to walk back and then adjust the volume or adjust anything on the head.
Yeah.
And it's just obnoxious. So I got to find something like just a single 10 would be perfect. But it's hard to find a single 10 that is able to have all the customizability of a 410 with a head on it. That it's just so difficult. And I had it at one point with a 1x12, and I got rid of that setup, and it was damn near perfect.
Dumbass.
I know. No, it wasn't a 112. I'm sorry, I lied. It was a 115. It was a big damn speaker.
I think I remember that. Was that the one that you brought over to my parents' house?
No, this
or
was
that
a long time ago.
okay.
This was a real long time ago. This was before I even moved up. It was a old SWR. It was just a cheap $250, $300 brand new speaker with obviously solid state head on it. And then I had my old practice, my Laney HCM 30B from England. And the speaker was a little fucky on it, but when you link them both together, so you get those nice, high, brilliant English tone out of the Laney, and then the low thump of the 15-inch speaker. Oh, man, it's perfect. And then I got rid of it, and now I regret that decision.
Yeah, you're always gonna have something that you're gonna regret getting rid of and whatnot. And I mean, I've gone through a lot of guitars.
I know. You change through guitars like socks, and it is ridiculous.
Yeah, but I finally I liked the way the guitars that I had felt, but I finally found the company Schecter,
Yeah.
for guitars, and they're C series guitars. I've got the C7, which is a 7-string with a Floyd Rhodes. I've got the 30th anniversary C1 with a hardtail, or it's a string through body.
Yeah. Oh, I love those sound.
And then now Samantha just got me a Sinister Gates replica Schecter Avenger, and they use a longer scale with a little bit thicker of a neck. They're not light, but they're not super heavy like a Les Paul either. But they just sound and feel fantastic. Like I don't even know how to explain it. Like
it's hard to put it into words. It
is.
really is.
Yeah, when you find, like, when you start playing, and after playing for a while, and you finally find a guitar or 3 that
or more
that have that feeling. It's just it's great. You know, it's a good feeling.
It's difficult to nail down the sound that you are absolutely looking for in one single guitar or one single bass. It's a matter of figuring out what's going to work for you, and sometimes it works on different levels as well. Like, you've got 3 guitars that work perfectly for you. Right now, I have 1.5, and I got rid of one, and I regret it. But my Ibanez, it was maybe $200 10 years ago that I got used, and it's like a polycarbonate body. It's not even wood. The only wood on it is the actual
the
fretboard. That's it. The rest of it's like some weird plastic fucking hybrid. But the tone that comes out of it is perfect for me. I love it with this string setup and the pickups that I guess are pickup-y. Meh. Yeah, just standard soap bars. They're great in comparison to the Schecter that I have hanging on the wall as well. It's nice, but I haven't found the right string setup for it. And then I would have to reset up the entire bass. That way it can suit me a little better.
Yeah.
But the Schecter feels better to play on because it's a lot more balanced.
Yeah.
Whereas the Ibanez, it's great to play on, but it's too light.
Yeah, and see, that's the problem that I found with Ibanez's and like Jacksons and stuff like that, is they feel good, but yeah, they're just, it doesn't feel like there's anything there.
Yeah, it feels like, I mean, it's great if you're going to be standing on stage for an hour. I'm sure it'd be nice, but it's nice to have that feeling that you're holding on to something, that you're not just playing with a broom downstairs in your socks and dress shirt.
Yeah, playing air guitar.
Right. I mean, the Schecter's got a perfect weight for it. The Ibanez is too light, but the Ibanez sounds better than the Schecter, which to me, I like a heavier bass because it changes the entire tone.
Yeah, and that's just like, I mean, there's a lot of people, and it's usually people who play like Jacksons and stuff like that will say that they don't like the weight of a Les Paul because they're heavy guitars.
Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, just the sound and the feeling of them is really, really good. I liked the weight of the Les Paul when I had one. Now, but I mean, the way, just, yeah, my Schecters now, even the 7-string, are all very, very, very balanced.
Right. And I think that's kind of what it comes down to, not only in when you're holding it, but to the sound quality as well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the wood's going to make a huge difference, and then especially, you know, the different pickups. But yeah, it's, and unfortunately, if your guitar isn't set up right either, that's going to affect the sound as well, because you're not going to get very good intonation, and intonation being the strings being able to play in succession with each other. But yeah, it's there's a lot of different things that go along with how the guitar sounds.
Yeah, and there's so many different components on there, from the size of the frets to what strings to what pickups. Are they active? Are they passive?
is the neck a bolt on, or if it's a string, or if it's a through neck, and it's
how many bolts are on the back? Is it 4 or is it 6? I mean, that depends right there.
Yeah.
Is there any guitar that has been utter shit looking from the outside? Just looked like it was garbage. Like, this thing is gonna suck to play, but it turns out I wish I would have dropped some money on it.
It was a Schecter Banshee. It was it's kind of, I don't want to put it. It was kind of set up like it was a bolt-on neck. It kind of had the feeling of an Ibanez,
right,
or Jackson. But I have never been. I've never really liked the bolt-on necks.
Neck through is, in my opinion, as well the superior way to go.
Oh yeah, but I mean, again, it's all personal preference.
Right.
But it had, I don't remember what Seymour Duncans it had in it, but it had a couple of passive Seymour Duncans in it and whatnot. And I used it a couple of times, and I ended up dropping it down to drop, I want to say B.
Holy cow.
I dropped it.
You use heavy strings on that? It must have been as thick as bass strings.
12 gauge. But, yeah, I ended up dropping it down, doing a setup on it, and then I ended up putting some Seymour Duncan Blackouts, which are the passive, or the active pickups.
Right.
That thing ended up sounding amazing. And I wish I would have kept it. It was a really cool orange paint job to it.
I don't think I remember this one. Do we know each other when you had this?
Oh, yeah.
When was this? It must have been a while ago.
No, it wasn't too long ago. We were out playing when I had it.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Son of a bitch. Damn. No, I don't. I've had one. I don't, honestly, I don't even remember what the brand name was. I have no idea. It was everything, literally everything that I hate in a bass guitar. Everything was awful for it. It was bolt on neck, it was light. It was probably all made entirely out of maple. It had one single pickup like you would find in the Music Man's.
Mm-hmm.
You hate that. It's just like, what, you have no tone, nothing. There's no highs, there's no lows. It's all just mid-range and garbage. It had volume control and one tone knob, and the tone knob didn't do jack shit because it only had one fucking pickup on it. It was garbage through and through. It was everything I hate. It was light. It was basically like a short bass. It was too short. But it played beautifully. The fretboard was awesome. You could go up and down it, smooth as silk. It was probably one of the best basses I have ever played, and it was like $150. Like, I haven't bought a cheaper bass than the Ibanez for $200 in ever, and this thing outplayed the Ibanez with shitty fuck strings on it. I don't even know why I didn't buy it, because I'm just a mook. I have no idea. I regret that decision. It was at Music Ground in Hermantown. What the fuck am I doing? What am I doing? I missed out on the perfect bass.
Oh, yeah.
That is just, it was utter garbage in any other respect. It was just terrible looking.
It'll happen. One of those unicorns will come around again, especially if you keep going up the Music Ground, because they obviously buy and sell everything. They drums, guitars, amps, trumpets, trombones, flutes.
Yeah, they've got
like everything. And the guys up there are just phenomenal. Like Eric had stopped into the store up the other day, and we were kind of laughing because when Sam was getting my birthday gift, I was up there browsing around and stuff like that, and I brought that Fernandez that I had up there.
Right.
Just because I don't need 3 guitars, and
you don't need 3.
I don't need 3, but
you want 3.
But now that I found now that I got another Schecter, the Fernandez kind of got kicked out.
Yeah.
But so I was browsing around, and he had another one of those Sin Gates replicas, but this one was a bolt-on neck,
Right.
which was completely odd to me. And so we're in back looking, and I see the one that I want, the through neck one, sitting there, and I was like, oh man, what, did somebody put it on hold already? And Mark just goes, well, he looks at the receipt and he's like, well, didn't you do it? I was like, no, I wish I did though. He goes, well, that's a bummer. I go, yeah, maybe one will come around again. So Eric comes into the store just yesterday, and we're talking about it, and he goes, yeah, man. He goes, I thought for sure that Mark was gonna spill the beans on that one. I was like, yeah. I guess Sammy probably would have killed him.
That would have been the end of it right there. No need for Addison.
Yeah. But yeah, the guys up at Music Around are phenomenal, and they definitely will keep an eye out for you if there is something that you're interested in and stuff like that, and which is amazing. And they got a newer guy up there, Brian, who's really good. He knows what he's doing, and super nice. They're all super nice up there. And yeah, if you're just keep checking up a Music Around and see if that unicorn shows up.
Man, I know I should really go up there more than like once a month. I should go up there like on a weekly basis and check out what they have, and
absolutely
start playing stuff again.
And that's exactly what it is. There's, they come across stuff all the time.
Yeah,
and it's it's a crapshoot whether it's in there when you get there, or when it, right when you're walking in, it could just be walking right out.
I know.
So it's definitely a big old crapshoot, and it's, to be honest, I check up there religiously.
I know. So. I know you do. You're up there every couple of days. Yeah, I know. I do have to go back up and take a look at what they have, and hopefully I'll find that unicorn bass again. But in all honesty, I don't think I'll ever find anything that's a bigger pile of shit than that, and that plays just as beautifully as anything else that I've ever had.
Well, maybe
one.
Yeah, but I mean, at least maybe you'll find something that feels and sounds better than the Ibanez for a good price. I mean, they've got some hellish awesome prices up there.
Yeah, they really do. They've actually had some Music Mans up there, some of the Ernie Balls, not like what Fender does with their Squire series, but like actual Music Mans, and they've got good prices on them. They really do. I mean, they'll run brand new $1,000 for a Music Man at least, and they've got them half price.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they're not in the best quality, but still, I mean,
it's still a Music Man. I mean,
you're still getting quality craftsmanship out of it.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, it is what you pay for, so I mean...
Yeah, they don't take in garbage, which is nice. Except for that one, and I'm glad they did. I wish I would have got it. It was like a starter base, but it was great. You got anything else?
Well, if you're just starting out playing guitar, keep practicing, guys. It's a lot of fun. It's irritating, and it's hard. I'm not going to say it's easy.
No.
Not one bit. But once you start learning to play songs and learning, getting your fingers and stuff all in sync and learning to play, it was by far one of the best things that I've ever done when I started to play guitar.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely a blast to be able to learn how to play along with some of your favorite songs, because not every song out there has a trumpet in it. Not every song out there has a flute. You can find a lot of great songs that have guitar and a lot of great songs that have bass. And on that point, you can always find even classical music that you can play with as well if you're doing something like symphony. And jazz is... fuck around in jazz. Like, that's just improvise the entire time. It's great.
Yeah, absolutely.
I guess really the only thing I can add on to that is learn scales, learn how to read music. That will greatly improve your understanding of how to play, where to play, and when to jump on in, what key people are in.
How fast to play. Yeah. It makes a huge difference. I wish I would have started out learning how to read sheet music. Like, even when I was in choir and stuff like that, I didn't know how to fucking read sheet music.
You just kind of hear what's going on around you and just adjust.
Yeah, but it's a lot of fun, guys.
Yeah, definitely check it out.
Check out Music Around too.
Yeah. Used music stores. Be a patron. Be a patron. All right. And thank you for joining us on this wonderful day at the end of January and at the end of our month's topic. If you'd like to send in suggestions for February's topic, send a tweet to at a topic a month on our Facebook page or group at a topic a month, or rudely type something into the subject and email us at a topicamonth@gmail.com. And our Patreon page is updated with better quality writing and a new tier to give generously, you money-grubbing listeners. For only $1 whenever, you can help support the show. Yes, you can be the cause for this terrible content and all our silly rhetoric. Remember, being angry is fun, and being angry about us is even better. Thank you, and have a good night.